Alright guys, and welcome back to the Saints Video channel for something content for our match review and reaction as the Saints lost their 5th Premier League game in a row with a 3-2 defeat at Newcastle. I'm going to keep this short and simple because that just simply wasn't good enough. I thought at times in the final thirds we showed a bit of promise, but to end up playing 20 minutes or so against 9 men and not being able to break them down, not good enough at all. We'll talk about it in a minute, but before that, make sure you go and check out our sponsor, Pitch Sport, if you haven't yet already. Download that app. The link is in the description. Follow us on our socials, and if you haven't yet already, please do go and subscribe. We're so close to 3,000 subscribers. We want to get there as soon as possible. Right, let's get into the game. I mean, I thought the start was okay, but to have Jack Stevens at right back, you know, was suicidal at times against St. Maximin. And that showed it within the first goal. After I think it was 15 minutes, you know, St. Maximin gets through on goal or on the left hand side, plays a great ball to Joe Willock, and he taps home for his debut goal. Yeah, I think again you kind of have to look at that left hand side for Newcastle as their main focal point today. You know, they were excellent at times going forward, and we were just naive at the back. We'd shown a few glimpses in that first half of decent attacking play. The second goal, I think, was unlucky in my opinion. You know, if we'd gone into halftime 2-0 down, I would have been disappointed with that. I don't think we would have deserved that. Minamino then brings us back, or halves the deficit, I should say, with a fantastic goal on his debut. I was really happy to see him start. To be honest, I don't know who else would have. He played 90 minutes today. Yannick Vestergaard was back as well. Romeo was back. Good to see them, but I think it's going to take a few games, particularly for Vestergaard, to get back to proper sharpness, because he just wasn't at it, in my opinion, today. I think he showed a few glimpses of quality, but not the same player that we had playing so well at the beginning of the season. So 2-1 at half-time, you know, playing some decent football at times. You know, unlucky in the sense that Ings and Adams weren't at it today at all, particularly Ings, not sharp. And, you know, we're deep in added time. Going into half time, okay, it's gonna be 2-1. You're behind, but on top, in my opinion, I think we were on top. To give the ball away like that from McCarthy straight to Almiron and then to concede the third was absolutely shambolic. It completely cost us the game. I don't care about what happened later in the second half, getting us early goal, the red card, Shah's injury. That cost us the game, and he needs to be. You know, I'm not going to call for him to be dropped. That'd be ridiculous. I've seen some people say that after Tuesday night he needed to be dropped because he conceded 9 goals. I disagree with that. I know that happened with Gunn, but I disagree. But I have to say now, if Fraser Forster has a good game on Thursday night in the Cup, he's knocking on the door of a spot in the league. That's a couple of games now where McCarthy's just not been at it at all. Second half though, should have gone 4-1 down. Xavi had a great opportunity, and then straight after that, Ward-Prowse scores, in my opinion, the best free kick of his Saints career from 30-odd yards. Just, it was such a sublime finish, right in the top corner. Like I said, I think it's his best one. Pinch perfect, really. And then it kind of goes from a bit better to even better, with Jeff Hendricks showing his second yellow card, sent off with 40 minutes to go, 35 minutes to go. And that's when you think, okay, Saints, you really need to go and get something from this game now. But we showed it against Arsenal at the Emirates back in December. We just can't play, or we can't break down teams when they go down to 10 men. You know, when they play backs against the wall football park with us, we cannot break them down. And it showed particularly when Shah had to go off after Newcastle made 3 substitutions. You know, they made substitutions to keep their result. We didn't make substitutions to try and get a result. You know, that's poor from Ralph today, in my opinion. To only bring on 1 sub, not good enough. Yeah, I've lost my train of thought. I knew we wouldn't score. I knew we wouldn't score. Even when they went down to 9 men, you know, with Shah's injury. And obviously we hope he has a speedy recovery. Didn't look good, that bad collision with a knee injury. We didn't, you know, we weren't sharp at all. Trying to put crosses into the box that were going nowhere. The corners were wasted. I don't think Newcastle had a single corner today, and we had about 6, 7. You know, all wasted with Vestergaard there. In fairness, Darlow did make a very good save from Vestergaard's header early in the second half. to deny it. Sorry, being 3-3. I think he had a decent game for Newcastle today, and now we have to look at it, and that's, I think, first time we've lost 5 in a row in the league since we've come up, and that's almost a decade. And I think the last time was something like the 1995-96 season, I want to say, something like that. It was around, one of the seasons in the 90s. I couldn't care less right now, to be honest. But the point is, 5 league defeats, regardless of injuries, regardless of a lack of the rub of the green, poor refereeing, it's not good enough. It's absolutely not good enough. And, luckily, we can turn our attentions away from the league for a game with Wolves in the Cup. And I think, actually, we've got a good chance of winning it. I still stand by that. Maybe this is a season where, we scrap the league now and we just go for the Cup. I wouldn't necessarily be fully against that. I think with a couple more players coming back, especially Walker-Peters, and, Vestergaard having a couple more games back in the first team, I don't think we're far away from being the sides, not the side that started the season, but a side that's competitive again. We're not good. I don't think we'll lose to Wolves in the league game next week. Obviously, I hope that hasn't been jinxed, but we have to stop the rot, and I think maybe an FA Cup win would help that. Obviously, we've got Wolves again in the leagues a couple of days after that, so we'll have to see. But yeah, right now, I'm so disappointed. I'm just, where's it gone wrong? You kind of have to look at all these different reasons. We've not had the rub of the green, like I said. We've had a few injuries in there as well, or a lot of injuries, to be fair. I just don't know when it's going to end now. I saw this game as the perfect opportunity to break the rot, to end the rot, and get 3 points. Regardless of the fact that our form at St James's Park is poor. I think one win in 16 trips now. It's probably the worst form we've got at any ground. Yeah, I don't know where we go from this now. I guess we've got to look onto Wolves in the FA Cup. So thank you very much for watching this video. A bit longer than I thought it was going to be fair. I just don't know what to say anymore. So thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, for whatever reason, leave it a like. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section below. Subscribe if you haven't yet already, and we'll see you ahead of the Wolves game next week.